Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate this time of year. I have perpetually been sick, and it's really starting to make me question, because it started as soon as I started posting videos on YouTube, which I don't believe in coincidences, so the forces are trying to keep me down is how I really am starting to feel about it. So I'm just gonna say F it, and we're gonna do it anyway right now while I'm driving. My kid's in the back seat. If she wakes up, it could turn into a nightmare. Yeah, so I was just thinking that, like, everything is cyclical, and I used to think moderation was key, but I don't think that anymore, actually, because I think that sometimes you just have to go hard on something until you burn yourself out on it, and then it is what it is. I feel like that applies to, like, relationships and all kinds of things. Like, you know, for a year I was a diehard vegetarian, and then I realized, like, my body just needed different things, and so then I became, you know, an occasional meat eater. And then I've gone through periods of time where, like, I can only listen to tarot on YouTube because I guess I'm just, like, stressed or needing to know, like, anxious, needing to know what's going to happen, and I'm, like, freaking out, but, like, low-key I don't really realize it about myself when I'm in it. But there have been, like, long stretches of my life where I only listen to tarot videos on YouTube, or only listen to self-help videos on tape, or only read, you know, self-help books. Then there's other times when it's like all I want to do for long periods of time is binge on Netflix and listen to screamo music. So every chance I get. So I guess, you know, it's like, it's not like moderation is key. It's like, just do whatever you need to do for as long as you need to freaking do it, and then move forward, and don't judge yourself for it, because everything is just gonna keep going around. You know, it never ends until you're dead, and then you don't care. Sorry, this video is all over the place. But then I started thinking, you know, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing. And that applies to so many things. And, you know, like addictions and just... But then I started thinking, like, okay, well, what qualifies as an addiction? Because I know when I started doing step work for the very first time, I, like, only did step 1, really, maybe step 2, whatever one you write, where you like, what does addiction mean to you? And I said that addiction to me means, you know, the opposite of inspiration and appreciation. Addiction to me means compulsion and, you know, selfishness, and mostly compulsion. And then the opposite of that would be, like, I think equally inspiration and gratitude, but I don't know. And I think I wrote down inspiration. Now I'm thinking, like, gratitude. But you know, because you can, like, compulsively give to homeless people, but when it's a compulsion, it's like a bad thing. It's like you're doing a good thing, you're justifying it by doing something that's good, but in the end you're spending all your money, you know, your house is being foreclosed on and you can't pay for your groceries. So it's like, who's benefiting? Other people, but not you. Like, everything in moderation would apply in that scenario, but also it's like, I don't know, I just don't think everything in moderation is correct. So then I started thinking, like, well, like, okay, in the addict archetype, like the umbrella of the addict archetype, you have like the drug addict, and then you have the gambling addict. And one of them, you know, they both have addictive tendencies. It's compulsions, it's selfishness, it's, you know, but the drug addict is coming from a place of like chasing instant gratification and chasing just like for the good, you know, well, I guess addict is for the good of yourself. That's selfishness. Okay. But then like the gambling addict is like negotiating with their self. They're saying like, well, I'm fine with giving to get. So it's like prolonged gratification, because they're justifying that like, well, if I'm giving and then I'm getting, it's like, you know, they weigh each other out, but you can still spend all the money that you have on gambling. So I don't know, I feel like sometimes I just think about random shit and I ponder about it, and so I'm gonna post it on YouTube and see if anybody else has anything to say about it. But yeah, I just like miss posting on here. To me, this is like artistic expression. It's hard always for me to find the time to be artistic. Sometimes, you know, poems just like come to my head and I can write like a long poem in 3 minutes, and then sometimes nothing comes to me like at all. Sometimes I can like paint a beautiful picture and it's like, oh my god, how did I even achieve that? And then sometimes I try to paint and it's like, my 4-year-old daughter's doing it. And then sometimes I make YouTube videos and hopefully some of them will be good and some of them will just be rambling like this. And then sometimes I make collages and they come out amazing. Some of them I do and they just look like absolute shit and I just throw them in the trash. So it's like, but I think it's always important to just be artistic somehow. Just express yourself artistically in some way, whether it's good or bad, just whatever comes. It's important for that moment. So I hope that you guys are having a great holiday, and I hope that everyone is healthy, and I hope that I'm on the path to getting healthy. Like, I don't know what this illness that's going around is. It's just like, it was never ending. I literally lost my voice for a period of time. Then now it's like I feel like I'm getting it back. I'm like, it's just, I've been like so out of it, and everybody around me is like the same. So it's like, I don't know what this illness is, but it's like wrecking havoc right now. And yeah, I don't know. I just love you guys. I love you, and I hope that everybody out there is doing great. Oh, you know what else I was thinking about was that, you know, the law of correspondence, as above, so below, in the minute, small things, is like the exact same replica of the gigantic, greater things. You know, so the cell and the universe mimic each other. They're within each other. It goes both ways. And I was thinking, because this world is like such a sad freaking place lately. Just everything about it is sad, and it's winter, so it like looks sad. Everything's just like dead and dry, and I don't know. And yeah, so I feel like I was thinking that on the microcosmic scale of the world going to shit around us, it's like, okay, you know, what inside of our head can we adjust or come to terms with, or just like accept, so that we can just like live happier lives and not really care what's going on around us. And it's like, I don't know how long you know? It's like if you're forced into some kind of like weird camp and you're becoming like completely out of control of your life, and like, you know, when it gets to that point, are you still able to keep like a good mentality about it and just like keep on trucking? And I mean, probably, yeah. I guess people can like rot away in a jail cell and still keep their mind like in a good place. So maybe it would require a lot of effort. I guess it would require a lot of practice. But yeah, I think by like thinking that, I got to like keep making art, keep finding ways. You know, you see these movies where people are like drawing on the inside of their jail cell with like a stone that they found or whatever, I don't know, like a piece of little chalk or something. Blood, if you have to, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, just keep being artistic, guys, and stay as joyful as possible.